Okay, good morning and good afternoon. My name is Victor, or good evening, depending on when you're listening to this presentation. So my name is Victor. I'm going to walk you through how to set up an e-commerce website. Now, if you are to set up an e-commerce website, one of the first thing you should do is if you're using regular hosting, you should have got your domain name, your hosting account, you have your cPanel. What you do is that once you get your cPanel credentials, you type Saltec, let's say I'm using saltecapps.com. So we have saltecapps.com/cPanel. So how do you access your, what was it called? How do you access your cPanel for most hosting services? You say saltecapps.com/cPanel, cPanel, cPanel, and you're going to be in this environment. So I'm already logged in. One of the first things I want to do is I want to go to my Softaculous software section where I can install my software. So since I'm going to be building an e-commerce website using WordPress, I'm going to be using WooCommerce plugin. That's the suite that can help us implement an e-commerce website. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is implementing payment. So I want a station whereby I build a website and people can actually come to my website, purchase items, and I get the cash and I can see the track of everything that is happening. And I can also send, the system will automatically even send them emails where I also get an email, and I can actually do business as I set up my e-commerce website. So I wrote a guide some time ago. So this is the description of what we're going to be doing. This is the link. You could get it. How to set up an e-commerce website with payment gateways integration. You can see how to set up an e-commerce website with payment integration. And you just add saltecventures.com. Once you do that, I think you should be able to get to this page. This is the page. This is the first link. So I'm here. I'm just going to summarize the guide. Once I summarize that, then I'll write on. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have e-commerce installed, right? You want to make sure you have e-commerce installed and activated. Sorry, WordPress. You want to make sure you have WordPress installed. After you have WordPress installed, the next thing you want to do is to have WooCommerce installed. So if I'm to write the steps, notepad. So if I'm to write the steps in which I'm going to use to create this application, the first step is going to be, one is going to be purchase a domain and hosting account. Two, log into cPanel and install WordPress. Three is to log into WordPress and install a theme. Sorry, no, a theme is okay, but I want to make this tutorial as minimal as possible. Log into WordPress and install WooCommerce plugin. So that's the plugin that takes care of the entire functionalities of an e-commerce website. So in the previous trainings, we explained that WordPress is a CMS. We explained that WordPress is a CMS. And what is a CMS? A CMS is a content management system. What does it do? It helps us manage content like text, video, audio, images, different types of content. So that the cost of what we are trying to build, WordPress will be able to help us to manage that. But it's very bare, it's very minimalistic. So for everything we need to now do for our website, take for instance, if we need to do design, we need to change the look, the feel of the website, the layout of the website. What do we use in doing that? We use the theme, right? Or templates, right? That's what we do. Then if the website is, if we need to implement functionality, what do we implement? We implement a plugin, right? So for instance, things like If you want to build an e-commerce website, you can install an e-commerce theme. If you want to build like a boutique website, you can install and yes, boutique is still an e-commerce. If you want to build a corporate company website, you could install a corporate theme. If you want to build a portfolio kind of website, a personal website, somebody's CV, his work, his portfolio, his gallery, you install a corporate team or a company team, just that way in different categories. Now, in terms of functionality, things like chat, social share, things like e-commerce, things like invoicing. So it's still part of e-commerce. So just think about every kind of functionality you have in a website. Things like gallery. If you want to create a gallery, things like PDF embed. You want to have a website so that people can embed a PDF within the website. You want to have a website and you want to have something like a form. Like for WordPress, you could use WP forms. You could use contact form 7, right? So there are several types of functionalities, and for each of these functionalities, you have several types of plugins you can use for them, right? So you could just Google up top 30 WordPress plugins, right? You could do this as a task for yourself. Top 20 WordPress plugins, right? So you could also say top 10 plugins an e-commerce website should have, right? You googled up this stuff, so they are in their numbers. So so the next thing you want to do is install a WooCommerce plugin after you've installed WordPress. So first thing, purchase your domain name, log into your cPanel, install WordPress, install a WooCommerce plugin. So I was talking about plugins. So what plugin does for you is that they extend the functionality of the website. So that's why I talked about functionality. So all of these are the different types of functionality you can have on the website. Whereas for design, right? Design has to do with how does the website look? Does it look like a corporate website, like a hotel website, like a boutique website, like a personal website, like a journal website? All of those differences has to do with the theme, the look, the feel, the layout, the UI, the UX, right? But in terms of the functionality, what can the website do? You're going to be looking out for plugins that can help you achieve all of that. Of course, you could combine as many plugins as possible, but you want to use one plugin per task, and you want to make sure that your installation is clean. You don't want to have hundreds of plugins on your website. Okay, so that's about that. So once you've installed that WooCommerce plugin that takes care of the shopping carts, the payments, the whatever, next thing you want to do, because I'm going to be using Paystack. And for those of us that are in countries where you don't have Paystack, for instance, you can use PayPal, or you can look out for an payment processor within your country, or you can just inbox me. We could check out the best payment processor in your company for you to be able to help integrate payments into your WordPress website. But most websites, both payment companies, I mean to say, they provide support for WordPress because it's a very, very popular, the most popular content management system out there. So you cannot have a payment processor that does not have a plugin for WordPress, except the payment processor just started yesterday. So once they are at least 6 months, 1 year old in the market, they must have a WordPress plugin because you have millions of websites having WordPress. So it's easier for developers, for designers to just add that plugin to their website and they are up and running. You can log into the WordPress and install WooCommerce plugin. The next thing you want to do is install Paystack or PayPal WooCommerce plugin. So understand that you have to install this plugin before this. You cannot install this before this because this is based off of this. So this is the base. You must be running eCommerce, then before you can now install a PayPal WooCommerce plugin. So once you do that, The next thing you want to do is that you create your categories. Create your categories. Okay, after you do that, you can also register on PayPal or Paystack, and it must be a business account or a personal account. It must be a business or personal account. So for PayPal, a personal account cannot receive money, right? Also depending on the country. Now for Paystack, a personal account, a business account, or Flutterwave, or any of the payment processors in your country, they should be able to accept something like to checkout. To checkout, it has to be a business account. It's spelled to checkout, right? So you create an account there. Once you create an account on PayPal or Paystack, you now copy your API keys. So we're going to see how to do that. Create your categories, then and post products into your categories, right? So once you do that, I think this should be 6. 7 should be, if you like, install a free or premium theme. 8, tweak your theme and design and add additional plugins to make your site better. 9, test your e-commerce website. 10, launch it. So I can call this 10 kickers way to build an e-commerce website. So the first thing, you purchase a domain name, log into cPanel. Okay, let me drop this in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Then purchase a domain name, log into your cPanel and install WordPress. Log into WordPress and install WooCommerce plugin, install Paystack or PayPal WooCommerce plugin. Then register on PayPal or Paystack. It has to be a business account, or for Paystack it's a personal account, and copy API keys and integrate. API keys and integrate. Create your categories and post product into those categories. For instance, if you are building, let's assume I'm building a website and I sell training courses, right? So I will say IT courses, business courses, security courses, management courses, like that. I'll create those categories. Once I finish creating those categories, then I now create items, product into those categories. If it's a fashion company, then I have to say things like maybe ladies, maybe men, maybe kids, maybe teenagers, maybe elderly. Those are the categories. So once I create those categories, next thing I start posting product into those right categories. So that ensures you have good information architecture. That also ensures that you have good taxonomy, you have things properly laid out, you have good navigation, so that when somebody comes to the site, things are very organized. So that's why you create those categories. You don't just post everything into the website. Then if you like, if you prefer, you do a free theme or a premium plugin. I have a partnership with ThemeForest. So any theme or plugin you like there, if I have it in my database, I could give it for more than like 70–80% of the price. So you could inbox me. Now, tweak your theme and design and add additional plugins to make it better. Test your website, then you launch. So we'll go through this in the next 30 minutes. Let me see how fast I can go. So this is what is summarized in this article you have here. So you have your WordPress dashboard. This should be conversant with this. Once you are logged in, the next thing you type WooCommerce, you go to plugin, add new, WooCommerce, you install it, you activate it. It will tell you to configure your country, store setup, then your payment. How do you want to collect payments? You indicate whether you want bank transfer, PayPal, Paystack, and the rest. Then you indicate for shipping, you indicate, do you want a flat rate shipping or do you want free shipping? Indicate that, and what is the unit of measurement. The next thing you do is that if you prefer, you could install the storefront theme, which is the default theme. It's free. If you like, if you do affiliate marketing or you do email marketing, you could decide to integrate MailChimp. So MailChimp is a newsletter system for targeted campaigns, or you will just install only the default theme. Jetpack is optional. I will just keep that. Then if I install the default theme, I'm not going to have something that looks like this. The next thing I want to do is payments, right? I go to WooCommerce, go to settings, WooCommerce, settings, step 1, step 2, step 3. So this guide can be helpful to you also with the video I'm recording right now. The next thing you want to go to direct bank transfer. You must have enabled it. Click on manage, that's step 1. Then you enable it, step 2. Tell it, say what you want to be seen. Then the account details, you can put your bank details. My name is Vincent, or my name is Victor, or my name is whatever. You put your name, your account number, your bank name. So this is what your customer is going to see while he's trying to make order, right? Good as that. The next thing is that, so you see from here, from the guide, we've installed WordPress, we've installed WooCommerce. The 4th step now is Paystack. So we want to implement Paystack. So we go to our plugins section, is always by the left. Our plugin is always by the left. Let's see. The plugin is always by the left of WordPress. Look at it. Add new. So once we add new, next thing we want to do is we type Paystack. Once you type Paystack, it will come out there. It should be the one created by Ayla, right? Paystack WooCommerce payment gateway. There are other several ones, but this is what we need. This is the official approved by Paystack for payments, right? You have for forms and other ones. But this is the one we're interested in. You search for it, you see it, you install it. So step 2. Next thing you go is you log into your Paystack account, and you go to settings, and you go to API and webhooks. You copy the secret key and the public key, right? This is it. Once you copy that, you go to your WordPress, WooCommerce settings, you click on add, enable Paystack. Now, if you indicate test mode, that's where you could put those test keys. So the thing about payments is that for you to accept payments, right, in Paystack or PayPal, right, your account must, if it's a business account, your account should be approved. You must have verified your account, right? I will drop guidelines for account verification and the rest in a separate video. So we will indicate test mode. We'll put those test key, and we could decide to select the default gateway, right? So that's all. We have an account on Paystack. We implement Paystack plugin on our website. We go to Paystack and collect the credentials, implement on our website, and that is all. It will link everything. So for the products that we have posted, we could come and add to cart, check out, step 1, step 2, check out. After we've done that, we have it here, right? This is a summary of our order number. We could pay now. And once we pay now, it's going to present us to pay with our card. So Paystack have what we call default cards, right? So we add that. I'll tell you how to get that also. We add that, and bingo, it's going to tell us our payment has been approved. So once you have your account approved in Paystack or in PayPal or any payment processor, you will not be using your test key again. You're going to be using your production key. That's what you're going to implement on your website. Now, if somebody makes an order, how do you audit? You go to WooCommerce reports, so you could see all of the orders that you've made over a custom date, 7 day, this month, last month, year. If I'm a little bit fast, you can increase the speed of you can reduce, I mean to say, the speed of the video. And of course, for some people, I might be slow. You can also increase the speed of the video. So you could track all of your orders. If you go to orders, you could see the last person that ordered. You could now change the status of this particular order. You could tap on this order, you will see an option for you to update the status, right? For any order you tap, you see you can indicate whether it's on hold, it's completed, it's pending. And for any of these status, the person gets an automated email, right? Okay, I think that is all, right? So there are different kinds of products that can be sold via WooCommerce, and there are a lot of plugins that work with WooCommerce as an extended plugin. Things like coupons, discounted products. You could create coupons even on your website to offer discounts for people. So I'm going to replicate this thing right away. Okay. My website is Saltech Apps. I go to WordPress. So I have, I'll click on install. So there's WordPress. I click on install, or I can go to blogs. I'm going to see WordPress. Then I click on install. It's asking me, where do I want to install this guy? This site has security already. So I could indicate here, I have HTTPS, Saltech app / eCommerce, right? 5.11, yes, that's the latest WordPress version. What's the blog? eCommerce website. Description, you can say eCommerce website. Don't really use admin, right? Don't make your site vulnerable. So I'm going to use Saltech eCommerce, right? Let me hide my password. Okay, it's strong enough. I can leave this email. Then I want to add this loginizer. So what this does is a plugin that helps if somebody is trying to access your website and the person is not the true owner, or even if it is you, it will set, I think 5 attempts, right? So after 5 attempts to log you out, and if you try to brute force your way in, it's going to stop you. So it's a good thing. You could add that. So these are plugins, these are functionalities. This one, there's an old this is an old WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. I will show you. Just like your Microsoft Word when you're editing content on the website. So if you use the classic, it's a little bit much easier. If you use the newer one, you have to familiarize yourself with that. Therefore, Central, if you want to manage more than one website, WordPress website on this instance of installation. Therefore, Cache, if you want to make your website a little bit faster, if you want to cache so that it drops some files, some data files within your browser, within your cookies and the rest, so that it caches most of the important files you're going to need, so that when you're coming back the next time, your website, you access the website faster. So this does, and also tries to minify most of the files. So that's what these 2 plugins does. That's what they do. So you could indicate any of them that you want. Advanced, let me look at this. Okay, so I can identify this guy. WordPress eCommerce, Saltech eCommerce. Let's see, Saltech eCommerce. Okay, so I just hit on install.